Today we are going to go over slope formula, and it is going to be how to find slope with 2 points on a graph. So slope formula, it is used to find the slope between 2 points. So we're going to call it x1 and y1. So this is going to be the first group. This denotes the ones. And x2 and y2. So this will be a second group. So this is the formula. Remember, m means slope, okay? So we can write slope is the same as saying m, which is the same as saying rise over run. But if I don't have a graph to figure out what the rise over run is by just counting it, I have a formula. So that formula, I'm going to take the points from the first group of points. Remember, it's x and y. So the first group is going to be here. So group 1 to second group of points. So second group right here. So x2, y2. Here's x2. Or sorry, here's y2, and then here is x2. So the formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Make sure you write all of this down here because on the next slide, I will show you exactly what I mean with all of that. So m means slope, and we're going to figure out what the rise over run is, but this is the formula we use with just 2 points. Okay, so now we're going to find the slope of a line between the pair of points. So here's my first example. If I have negative 13, 8, and 3, 12 as my 2 points. I know these are 2 points on a graph. I don't have a graph with me to go ahead and plot it out and then just to count it all out. So I have a formula to use. And again, that formula is m, which means slope, is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, so which one is 1 and 2? Simple. This is the first group. This is the second group. Okay, we know I write points in x, comma, y. So this is, the first number is x, and my second number is y. Here, I can go ahead and even color code some things. So group 1, group 2. Okay, and then I have x and y first. So m equals y2. So xy, y2. This one goes first. So 12 minus y1, so would be 8, over x2. So second one, x2. So 3 minus negative 13. I can do the math independently, or I can go ahead and put the whole fraction into a calculator. But remember, I want it as a fraction right now, my answer. So the best bet would be to put 12 minus 8 into your calculator first. It gives us 4. And then 3 minus negative 13. So 3 minus negative 13, if you know what that is off the top of your head, we are adding. So minus a negative, we're going to go ahead and add, would be 16. 4 over 16. You need to go ahead and simplify that into the simplest fraction. So that can simplify to 1 over 4. So the slope of those 2 points is 1 over 4. So m equals 1/4, 1 over 4. Okay, same with the second example. So you can even go x1, y1, x2, y2. Write it here so you know which one is which. We're going to go ahead and use this slope formula again. So y2, which is negative 2, slope equals negative 2, minus y1, which is 3, over x2, I have a 6, minus x1, which is 7. So negative 2 minus 3 gives me negative 5. And 6 take away 7 gives me negative 1. So now I have a negative sign on both the numerator and the denominator. Well, guess what? A negative divided by a negative is going to be a positive. 5 over 1 is just 5. So my slope is 5. Now, there are some special cases we have sometimes when things don't quite work exactly like we have planned. So, for starters, let's write the formula y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. This formula can also be found on your star reference sheet for slope. So this is my first grouping, this is my second grouping. So negative 4 minus negative 4 over 1 minus negative 5. So negative 4 minus negative 4 is 0 over 1 minus negative 5. So 1 minus negative 5 gives me 6. 0 over 6. So 0 over 6 is going to be a slope of just 0. Okay, so I have a 0 slope. That means it's a flat line, right? It is a horizontal flat line. Now, let's look at the second one here. 1, group 2, x, y, x, y. Write this down if it helps you, please. So negative 2 minus 3 over 7 minus 7. So negative 2 minus 3 gives me negative 5 over 7 minus 7 will give me 0. Well, if I have 0 as my denominator, the slope is undefined. Okay, so that is an undefined slope. Undefined is slope. So, right here, remember, if I have a 0 as a denominator, it means the slope is undefined. And that is actually probably important enough to highlight.